Welcome to the Go Big and Go Home show. My name's Dustin Hill, and I'm here to help you discover and stick to your dreams while deepening the connections with those you love. Hey, it's Dustin Hill. Welcome back to the Go Big and Go Home show. Super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you listening. I appreciate you subscribing, reviewing, and everything like that. It really means the world to me. And actually, I had my first 1-star rating recently. So woohoo, thank you. No, but it was really like a moment of just, I opened up, iTunes and looked at it and I was like, whoa, what? Like 1 star and like no review on it or anything like that, and it's a little bit, there was a little punch to the gut in a sense, you know what I mean? But then, I posted that on social media and I was like, hey, you know what? Like, hey, I'm excited for this. Like, I'm happy about that, glad that I can, have some differing opinions. And then I also had a lot of people reach out and say, hey, you're doing awesome. I love what you're doing. So keep it up. And so it's just one of those things that it's going to happen to the best of us, especially when you put yourself out there. And so, I welcome all of those and definitely want to continue to provide value as much as I can. And I'll get better and better over time. And so anyways, so today what I wanted to actually roll for you is an interview that I did for this Summer Survival Summit. And so Jolynn Swafford was on there. And it's really awesome. So she actually had the opportunity to meet Oprah, which is really cool. She's worked with Tony Robbins and interviewed him as well. And I think actually she was interviewed by him. So anyways, it's really cool, the amazing things that she's done. But it was really fun to interview her because she's a mom of 4. Her daughter recently graduated, from homeschool, from, high school. And she, just in the interview, especially what I'm going to roll, she talked about the importance of involving your family in your life and in your business. And to me, I totally believe in that a lot. I know for me, in my first years of entrepreneurship, a lot of it was very segregated. It was kind of like, this is my thing. And then, I'm with the family. And it was really hard because I think Amy, my wife, didn't feel super close because it was like, oh, I'm working on this thing, and it wasn't like, anyways, it's one of those things that as I have involved my family more and like told them more about what I'm doing and involved them and, like showed them how excited I am about these things and why I'm doing them, then it's been so much better. And I feel like that they've been able to support me and, to be a cheerleader and that type of thing. And so it's really super powerful. The other thing in the interview we go into is the power of faith, and I do believe in God. I know that he's there. I really actually saw his hand today, just as I was, I was working through something and really something didn't work out this morning. And I was like, oh man, I need some help, and I just like earnestly prayed. And then later this night, like it worked out like something. Anyways, I can go into more details another day about that, but it was really cool. So anyways, I know that, God does care about us and wants us to succeed. And so anyways, we'll watch that and listen to that. So I hope you enjoy that. And once again, hope that this helps you to go big and go home. And, I just want to encourage you to continue to push for your dreams. I know that it can be difficult, even today. I know I had a little setback in a sense, and it's one of those things like, oh man, is it worth it? Is it worth continuing to continue to push towards these things? But then I think about all of, the things that I want to create in my own life with my family, be able to have more time freedom and be able to have that flexibility and abundance with them. But then also think about all of the people that I know I'm going to impact and that I have to continue to push for them. So I just encourage you to think about that, continue to push towards those dreams and continue to work towards them, little by little, and you'll continue to see progress. So, all right, here we go. And actually, I'm curious to ask you too. I've been asking everybody about this, but, I recently released the Go Big and Go Home show, my podcast, to really help, parents to go big in life, but also at home. And so, what have you done in that way to do that? Right. So like, you're obviously, going big in the world, but like you've been able to go big at home too. And so what's kind of been your secret there?
Oh, wow. So, I think the biggest is making decisions that grow my whole family. Like, one big one was, we moved from Texas, so I was raised in Fort Worth, Texas. My husband was, my kids were born here. My mom lives, like, their dad is here because, I'm divorced. And, so there were a lot of reasons, but I knew that we weren't growing anymore in my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Just because when you're reminded of your past everywhere you go, how can you move into the future?
Sure.
And I have a past that isn't great. Fortunately, God turned it into good, right?
Yeah.
So I'm ecstatic about that. But I needed that change of scenery. I needed to be, and my daughter's an actor. She wants to be in the film industry. Basketball is huge in California compared to Texas. It's football.
Mm-hmm.
My husband loves to ride his motorcycle, and he loves the mountains and the ocean. And I was like, let's go to California.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what? And we just came together as a family, and we decided we were going to make it happen. And we focused on it for about 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened. And just one day, everything came together. And so that was really big. We left every comfort that we knew and did something on our own as a family. And it was really cool. Yeah. And it still is today. Mm-hmm. So now we live in Huntington Beach, and we have all the resources in LA. And, I'm friends with celebrities, and that can help mentor my daughter when she's ready. And so it's all good stuff.
That's so cool. Yeah, no, it's awesome that, as a family, you're able to come and do this together. And, I think that's something that I've learned for sure. And, a lot of other people I've talked to is that, including your family, in these important decisions, and, even you kind of in your business and things that you're doing, like, can really make a big impact, because then it's not just like, oh, hey, there's this competition. It's like, oh, the other thing you're doing over here, and then us. It's like, no, like this is all like a holistic thing. And that's the beauty of, choosing that, following your dreams, is that you can really kind of paint that picture, and, and that's just, it's awesome. So
yeah. There's also a contrast to that. So before we moved to California, I was a platinum partner with Tony. So I traveled all over the world with Tony Robbins and went to all of his seminars and sat in the front row. And so after a year of that kind of proximity to him, I was offered a position to be a COO of one of the startups that he's heavily invested in. And it was kind of like a dream come true. Like, I'm going to go work for Tony Robbins. Like, oh, are you kidding? But we were going to have to move to this small town up, because this is where the company was based, up in like 3 hours north of New York City. So upstate New York. Well, my husband hates the winter. I mean, he hates the cold. Like, he's never even been to New York. He has no interest in it. My kids, the town we were going to have to move to had maybe a population of 2,000 people. And so forget my daughter's dreams and my son's dreams. So it was going to be all about me. Yeah. And even though they were really supportive and they were like, Mom, you have to do this. You have to do this. I just prayed about it. And I listened to them, and I could feel energetically that they didn't want to do it. And so I turned it down. Wow. Yeah. And so that is, talk about family decisions. Sure.
Yeah. But then you see that it worked out, right? I mean, it ended up like, hey, you end up, and so that's what it's so amazing to see those things. And sometimes in the moment, it's really hard to notice, but then you look back and you're like, wow, I remember that one time. Like, it's just, faith builder, but it's also just like, it's just amazing to see that. So. Hey, it's Dustin, and I hope you got a lot of value out of this episode. And I also hope that you're already subscribed. If not, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe, rate, and review. That'll make sure that you get this content as soon as it comes out. And also make sure to share with your friends and family so that they can go big and go home just like you.